Okay, week one reflection assignment. My name's Lonnie Barrett. This is my properly sanded, raised to grain, sanded again, gun stock. I'm not a big fan of stains. I'd rather have the natural beauty of wood. So I am going to apply this clear gun stock sealer and filler by Birchwood Casey. This is my I guess stain, because I'm not staining it. I like the natural beauty of the wood, but I'm going to go ahead and apply this and move on to the next step. Alright, so you can see I've started applying the sealer and filler, getting into the inlet areas. Still got a few dry spots in there I got to hit, but you can tell the difference between the treated and untreated wood. Okay, I've got the complete gun stock treated with the standard filler as per the directions. I'll wait for an hour, do a light sand, and reapply 2 to 3 coats, which is what I'll be doing. Alright, while the stock sealing is drying, I'm going to go ahead and start on the brass. I've got some 100 grit sandpaper I'm going to use to be polishing the brass. I'll be using the technique taught where you sand at 90-degree intervals. So I'll be doing that back and forth. Okay, so got the brass polished up pretty nicely here. We started at, actually I went down to 60 grit and worked my way up to 100, 150, and 220 grit sandpaper to get the brass polished up. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do my next coat on the stock. Okay, I've got some 400 grit sandpaper here. I'm going to go ahead and take this first coat of sealer down a little bit. I also have a tack cloth that I'm going to clean it up with before I apply my next coat of sealer filler. Alright, got my sealer here. See if I can do this one-handed and still show you what's going on. Ooh, just about dropped my gun stock there. Maybe not. Alright, so I got my second coat of Birchwood Casey on there. As you can see, it really makes the green pop, which I like. I think this is going to turn out looking nice. We're going to let this cure, come back, hit it with the sandpaper again. Second coat of stain or sealer. I've been using the 400 grit sandpaper to get it down. Getting ready to put some more filler sealer on there. Okay, so got about 3 coats of sealer filler on. Next step, we're going to move to the Birchwood Casey Genuine Oil, traditional satin oil finish. I'll be applying this much like the video, basically just pouring it in my hands and wiping it on and rubbing it in. Alright, so got our genuine oil on there. First coat, rubbed it in by hand. It's got a nice sheen to it. We'll go ahead and let this set up for the night. Come back tomorrow. We'll hit it up with some steel wool and put another coat on there. Now continuing on with the stock refinishing. Temperatures dropped outside to about 30 degrees. Because of time constraints, I've moved this project inside the house where it's a nice 70 degrees. My wife's going to take over filming. I am doing my second coat of genuine oil. I don't have any steel wool on hand, so I am sticking with the 400 grit wet or dry sandpaper. I'm going to put a second coat on this because of time constraints. I'm going to be forced to turn this project in before it's really ready because it is Sunday night and I was out of town all week and I got to get this done. So she's going to film me sanding, and I'm going to wipe it down with a lint cloth and then apply another coat of oil. So we're starting at the comb and the stock, and we are working our way forward. I'm only going to do one side at a time because it's obviously I can't hang it here. It's going to be sitting on a plastic tablecloth where we don't really care if it gets messed up. Well, I don't care. The wife might care. I don't care. Honey, do you care? She's giving me a dirty look. But here we go. Alright, so getting a good rough up here. Got some fingerprints on here from the first coat of oil, so I'm going to make sure to feather those in really good. Ideally, I would have loved to do the slurry sand on this. However, due to time constraints, I was out of town most of the week and didn't get a chance to get in and start working on this until Friday. So I'm pretty much forced to brush this along just for the sake of getting a grade, which I really hate doing personally, but it's what I got to do. I'd really rather do it the way I want to do it, but I'm going to ask my wife to pause this for a minute so I can go get a link. Okay, excuse me, got our tech cloth, cleaning up all the sanding dust, and I mean, already the finish is nice and smooth. I mean, it's just beautiful with this Birchwood Casey Genuine Oil. I'm going to dump a little in my hand here, rub it in, and start working it into the wood. And it's coming up with a really nice shine to it. I'm kind of at a crossroads whether I want to go with the hunter's finish or really stick with a nice pretty shine. I really don't know what I want to do with this yet, because I don't know, if this gun is just going to be a display gun or if I want to actually use it for hunting. But it does do a really nice shine. I'm going to put in, work in these heavy areas real quick. But beautiful gun, beautiful wood grain on this stock. And because of time constraints, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do the finish sand on this, because I would love to put about 3 more coats of this Birchwood Casey oil on here, but the weather's not cooperating with me, and time constraints are not cooperating with me. So I'm going to have to continue to work on this after I submit the assignment. But my name's Lonnie Barrett. This is the first week of the stock refinishing and metalwork class, and we'll see you next week. Okay, so we're on our second coat of Birchwood Casey Genuine Oil. I'm running out of time here. It's about 6 o'clock on Sunday night, and I really want to get this homework assignment uploaded, but I just wanted to show the progress here. I'm probably going to put 2 or 3 more coats on this, but I wanted to show that it had been worked on, and then I also wanted to show the brass. So this is polished up to about a 400 grit sandpaper using the lateral and horizontal process that was been described in all of the textbooks. It's looking pretty nice, pretty shiny. I may actually go get some 800 grit, up to 800 grit, and try to take it and make it a little bit shinier. And since I'm a sailor, I'll probably try to get some Neverdull and polish it up a little bit more. So, issues that I had, other than time constraints, which isn't SDI's fault, and it isn't my fault, since my schedule got all screwed up, and it's just kind of is what it is. One of the hardest things that I had to deal with probably isn't common for everyone, but I actually had to deal with some repair work right there. You can see where I had to swell out the wood a little bit, just because my garage is a mess, and it fell off the wire I had it hanging on and dinged up a little bit, but I will swell that wood out a little bit. Otherwise, I'm fairly comfortable with woodwork. Been doing it for a long time, so other issues, I really didn't have any. I guess if you could say I had an issue, the biggest one was getting the sealer down in the inlet areas, particularly the deeper ones. Just trying to get it down into like the lower barrel channel here. Perhaps some of the barrel inlet and lock mechanism inlet areas. But other than that, it's been a pretty seamless process. I've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing how this class progresses, and I guess we'll see you next week.